Hey guys, Blitz here. So today I'm coming to you with the EMBA Articuno Division Power Rankings. For everyone in Articuno wondering where these have been, well, they're finally here. And joining me today is Will. Will, if you want to introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? Will the RNG Lord here, and we're going to be discussing some of the bottom division teams in the EMBA. I'm excited.
Yeah, so if you guys haven't already
Let's
seen,
get this going.
we did do the Zapdos rankings the other day, and today we have Articuno. We will be bringing Moltres at some point this week whenever we actually find time. But anyways, Will, you ready to hop into this?
Uh,
Alright, so first we will go to our number 16 ranked team, which is Cripple. So he is the Solomon Salamence, and his team consists of Mew, Serperior, Mega Aerodactyl, Necrozma, Alolan Muck, Primarina, Xurkitree, Armaldo, Lucario, Kabutops, and Exploud, and he has Mew and Lucario as his Z-Mons. So Will, what do you think about this team?
honestly, you know how partial I am to Mew already. I don't think he deserves to be 16th. Like, I see his lower tiers not as good quality as like his higher tier stuff. But I'm like really partial to Mew. The double psychic Mew and Necrozma is kind of sketch. Like I'd rather I'd rather just have one good psychic in Mew than double psychics.
Yeah, like I think
But
they kind of fill similar roles almost. Like not the same role, but like they could both do the same thing as being the bulky psychic with rocks. So I think that was kind of weird. Um, Superior I
I
thought
mean,
was a little early.
you can just fill any role though, so
Yeah, I know, but like
that's
just looking at this team, I think Mew
fair.
was the only thing drafted where it probably should have been picked. Like
That's fair.
I thought everything
Like
else was either early or just weird.
I don't like the speed tiers on this team.
No, like he has two fast
They aren't
mons and
good.
everything else is slow.
I guess you can count Mew as fast because it's base 100, but after Lucario, like things just start to slow down, and
Yeah,
it's not
and
really that good.
the random rain, like even Xurkitree and Primarina could fit on rain, but then he didn't pick up a rain setter.
Yeah,
And nobody else picked a rain mon. Like Pelipper and Politoed both went undrafted.
yeah, that's a piece of advice you should probably take into mind, Cripple. That um,
They both
it's
went
so
undrafted.
wrong calling you. Yeah, they both went undrafted, so you may want to pick one of those up in that phase.
Yeah, if a Politoed or Pelipper was on this team, it would turn everything into a much bigger threat. Like I don't think anything's taking a Specs Primarina's Hydro Pump in the rain. Like that
I'm
just
also
sucks.
not a huge fan of rock types on the team. Um, because
Yeah,
Mega Arrow, Articuno, and Kabutops all rock types.
yeah,
Um,
that's kind of weird.
yeah.
The only thing I do like is he did pick up like with Armaldo and Kabutops. The only thing I like is the rapid spin potential.
Mm-hmm.
Cause like his only defoggers are what Mew and Mega Arrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's not a bad team.
Oh, Superior gets defog too.
Really? Everything got
Superior gets defog as well.
yeah. And I haven't seen Xurkitree drafted in so long, but I think it was a mistake to not make it Z.
Yeah.
Cause isn't it set Z Hypnosis Tail Glow? Like that's what makes it good. Cause I've drafted before without I think like before like very start of Gen 7 and it wasn't very good. Like I didn't like using it. So this team
Yeah.
has definitely a few issues here. But I think we're good to move on to the next team.
The biggest being
Yeah. You ready to move on? Alright, so next coming in at number 15 is that dude, coach of the Black City Rapidash. And his team consists of Weavile, Zeraora, Scizor, Mimikyu, Espeon, Druddigon, Klefki, Seismitoad, Mudsdale, Mega Sceptile, and Delphox, with Mimikyu, Druddigon, and Delphox as his Z-Mons. So, Will, why don't you go first and let us know how you feel about this team?
I hate Mega Septile. I'm just gonna say that flat out. Mega Septile, like its speed is good, sure, but
See, I don't mind it, but on this team it
Megas,
makes no sense,
uh,
right? Because like I don't mind Mega Sceptile on like a slower team where you need like a faster Mon, but he already has Zeraora and Weavile there. So I thought that was
yeah,
just a weird pick.
feel about this draft. Like
Like
it
what?
has some good priority options. I
Yeah,
don't know how I feel about this draft really
his priority's
because it
strong.
has some good priority options like Ice Shard from Weavile, Bullet Punch from the Scizor. It has some nice speed to it as well.
Yeah, it's fast and
However,
offensive, but there's no bulk.
Seismitoad, Seismitoad and Mudsdale are your best bulk, and both of your bulky Mons, they share the same type.
Yeah,
So
no, like that's even a Drudigon, but like
type,
that's a big ice weakness there, especially paired with like Mega Sceptile and there's just I see this draft being very like ice weak because even like Scizor, like non-Mega Scizor really doesn't want to take an Ice Cold Crash or like an Ice Beam or something.
any
And
special mom with freeze dry would probably 6-0 this team. I'm
yeah,
just going to say that right now.
that's fair. Like Freeze Dry
Yeah,
Flamethrower,
like probably not Mamoswine, but anything with freeze dry probably just 6-0s this team. Anything special with freeze dry probably just 6-0s this team
yeah,
because
like look at Ice
the
Fire coverage.
combination of freeze dry and HP fire kind of just win.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. Yeah, like his offense is scary. Like I wouldn't want to play this team from an offensive perspective, but like
Yeah.
somebody drops a
And
Trick
like
Room on him or
like I said,
something.
good priority options and some good speed too, because like Delphox is what base 105, I think, or
Yeah, it hits like
115, one of the two.
yeah, like it hits like 339,
Delphox
so it's pretty
is
quick.
very slow in my opinion. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's
like
just he has nothing to switch into stuff, really.
I mean, Seismitoad and Mudsdale are like the only switch-ins I really see, and I guess Strudigon too, because
But
Strudigon can like provide
like
a
rock.
chip on something. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but like he has no recovery outside of Espeon.
yeah, and Espeon, we talked about this in the Zapdos video a little bit, um, and Espeon's just like not good as your only form of recovery.
No.
Or no, Delphox gets Wish as well, but
But neither is that.
still, both of your only recovery mons are psychic types. So, okay, you do have Weavile on this team, but against another strong dark type, I see you struggling.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next team because I think this team's pretty simple. It's fast, offensive with very, very little bulk. So next we
This
have
just looks like a hyper offensive draft to me. I see Sunstorm. I think Excadrill should have been taken over Sandslash personally, but
yeah, here why don't
I
I
don't
read
know
off
which
the
is
team first? I'll just read off his team
right.
quick. He has Coco, Mega Charizard Y, Hawlucha, Gigalith, Sandslash, Nidoking, Snorlax, Tapu Bulu, Porygon 2, and Cloyster.
First thing I noticed when looking at this team up close, like I was just giving my opinions about like the Sunstorm thing, but there's not a Steel type on this team, and that's
Yeah,
questionable.
yeah, his fairy
And
resist is Nidoking.
yeah,
Yeah, that's not good.
and Nidoking loses to something like Tapu Fini or Primarina.
Or Mega Gardevoir.
Yeah,
Or even like Azu. Look at Belly
yeah,
Drum
that
Azu
too.
against this team.
There's so many water fairy types.
Yeah, it's just not a good answer. Like the I thought he started off half decently. Like Coco, Mega Charizard, Hawlucha is a good offensive core.
Yeah, and like I don't even mind the Gigalith. I think he took it a little bit early, but I don't even mind Gigalith on that draft. Like
If
Sunstorm is really good. It's just
you
you
need a
want to be
sweeper,
taking advantage of the Sunstorm if you're going to draft a team like that.
yeah, you
You
need a
want to be drafting like Excadrill and maybe like a low tier sweeper like for Sun like Victory Bell or Venusaur or something like that.
yeah, like this. It could have been really cool if he picked up Excadrill and Victory Bell, because then he has electric terrain offense, sun offense, and sand offense,
Yeah,
and grassy
that's
terrain
how
offense if he wants it.
that's how I could see making this draft better. I don't know, like Tapu Bulu seems a little out of place on this team,
Yeah.
because like with Halucha, you don't really want double Tapus because you want to make sure the seed gets off.
No, the only thing I do see though is, say he doesn't have a good matchup with Coco, he can bring the Bulu. Say like if Halucha has a good matchup but Coco doesn't, that's the only option I see
That's
really.
true.
I do like the Snorlax. I don't get Snorlax and Porygon 2 on the same draft.
Yeah,
Because, like, especially this gen, they're both so knockoff weak, with Snorlax almost always running like a Figgy Berry. Like,
my advice would probably just be to try to make room on this draft for something like Excadrill and
for Victory
even
Bell.
Victory Bell. I'm not sure if Excadrill was drafted, but if it wasn't, that's
E-
definitely something to look into.
Excadrill was drafted, but even something like a Stoutland or like Lycanroc, whichever one gets Sand Rush,
Yeah.
like that would.
Lycanroc Day, the fast one is the one that gets Samrush.
Okay, yeah, that wouldn't be a
So
bad option here, I don't think. Alright. Yeah, this is the same as last team, not a ton of bulk either. Like, Snorlax and Porygon 2 are kind of his bulk.
Oyster can take a physical hit, but not a special
Yeah,
one.
that,
And
that, that
Gigalith,
Thunderbolts really hurt Cloyster.
and like Gigalith can, and Cloyster just loses to Wakanberry and or not Wakan,
Cause that
Custap
Berry.
Berry and Durza way.
Yep, but nobody
Yeah.
picks up Zebstrika, so if you play Nibs, you're free agent before the week, pick up Zebstrika, run Endure, and you're good. Anyways, I think we can move on to the next team. If you're ready. Alright, next we have Tom Core, coach of the Vancouver Kyogres, and his team consists of Mega Mawile, Nidoqueen, Latias, Milotic, Shaman, Miltank, Sneasel, Rotom, Uxie, Comfey, and Emboar, and his Z move users are Latias, Sneasel, and Rotom.
I really like this team. Like, I know you said it's kind of slow, but I love Mega Mawile plus Lottie, and Nidoqueen also looks really good. I'm gonna refer to this as last season because this is both the NBA and the EBT now. But last season, Inferage had a team like this. Actually, Inferage had the first four Mons on this team, and Inferage was like destroying everybody. I was his only loss in the regular season, and then he lost in finals, but. Inverage had a very similar team to this, and I really like that team. And so I like this team. It is a little bit slow for my tastes, but it's a
Yeah,
good team all in.
like I like the start, and I really don't like how it went from there.
Yeah.
Like, I don't love Sneasel going
Um,
so early. I don't think Rotom is that good of an electric type. Um,
Rotom's a solid low tier type if if you're running low on points, but seeing as what he picked after Rotom, I think he could have waited on it.
or he could have gotten something better, like a Jolteon or something.
Yeah.
Something that isn't pursuit trapped so easily.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to see like a Trick Room option besides Uxie for Mega Mawile.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, if he picked up that Porygon 2 that was on the last team, this team would have been a lot
Oh,
better, I think.
if he gets Trick Room, that's something that
It
we
does?
kind of Yeah, it does
Okay.
because that was brought against me in EBT playoffs last season.
Okay. You know,
Fastest team there.
this team is interesting.
Yeah.
I just really don't like some of the lower tier picks. Like, I think he could have done a lot better there.
I mean, I personally love Comfy, Rotom, and Sneasel all as Mons, but I'm not sure how they work well on this team.
Yeah.
Like Rotom might be one of my favorite low tier Mons. Same with Comfy, but just I'm not really sure how well they're going to work on a team like this. Also, something to mention that I love on this team is the Memento into Mega Mawile. That's really
That
nice. Having you
that is
being
really
able
nice.
to,
That is true.
yeah, Memento, and then you can just get in Mega Mawile for free. That's like really solid.
Yeah, I would have liked, especially I would have liked to see Latios instead of Latias. I think Latios is way better with Mega Mawile.
Yeah, I mean both work.
Both work,
They
just
both
Latios is so much better offensively, I think.
offensively. I agree.
Especially Earthquake is so key, I think, with the Mega Mawile, just because Mawile hates steel types.
Yeah, that's true.
So like having Latios, like not having Earthquake on your Lati, I think is really harmful when you have a Mega Mawile. And I
I
really
mean,
don't
he
like his
does have a
hazards
really
either.
type in Nidoqueen.
He
The
does have
Nidoqueen was
Nidoqueen.
taken a bit early though,
Yeah, like I see a
but
lot of mons here that went early.
than they should have.
Like I don't think Miltank, Sneasel, or Rotom should have gone that high.
Yeah,
Or
but
Nidoqueen.
that's probably. I feel like the pick order is the only reason why he's so low. Because otherwise, this team is actually really solid, and there's not much to complain about it.
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
solid. I think just the low tier stuff he could have done a lot better with, I think.
like I said, I agree with some of these low tier picks. They just might not be the best on this team.
Yeah,
But
like
I
yeah, no,
do
like some
really
like they're
like.
good mons. Like Embor is a beast, but I don't see it needed on a team when you have a Mega Mawile,
Uh,
right? It's like why do you need two slow breakers when you already have Mega Mawile?
uh,
So, anyways, yeah. So it's a solid team, but I think it could have been so much better.
yeah, I agree. There were definitely some better options.
I just see in prep for this team, I see the first 6 mons coming almost every week. At least the first 5.
I mean, Comfy's Comfy's really good depending on the matchup because Comfy is a mon, like, if you can't stop it, you just lose to it.
Which is
So
fair. Yeah.
Comfy will come, at least some.
Yeah. That's
And
true. I just
yeah,
see the first 5 coming every week and then one of the next bunch coming.
that's fair. I can see it. Yeah.
Alright. I think we should move on to the next team. Next we have Aaron, coach of the Glasgow Comatose. And his team is Zygarde, Metagross, Araquanid, Blacephalon, Persian Alola, Aromatisse, Rotomote, Nihilego, Mega Pidgeot, Hitmonchan, and Azelf, with Zygarde and Blacephalon being his Z move users. Will,
I
what do you think
don't.
about this?
Round 2 Metagross and round 3 Araquanid are a little bit questionable, but I overall like this team is solid. Just the pick order I don't necessarily agree with, but like looking at more and more at it, this team is really solid.
Yeah, I like the Zygarde with the Nihilego and the Mega Pidgeot. Um, like that would have been my first 3 picks on this team. Right? Like if you swap Metagross and Araquanid with where Nihilego and Mega Pidgeot were taken, this draft is a lot better. But I think the fact that he could have got way better mons at the start to pair with Nihilego and Mega Pidgeot, I think really hurt this draft.
Yeah, but to also be fair, like um he was that's the kind of thing about picking lower stuff early. You have a lot of points later in the draft, and then you're able to pick up something late like that.
Yeah, I just don't get it with the Araquanid and like
I
Araquanid as a
mean,
bulky water in this team sucks.
and actually, I was reading through the Articuno chat. Someone else would have taken Araquanid round 3 if he didn't. So
That's
that's good
fair.
on him.
It's just
Yeah.
the bulk on this team is really, really lacking. I see, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, what does he have to take
I
hits?
can agree with
Aromatisse? Like, he has Aromatisse and Metagross as his bulk.
that.
His best specially defensive mon might actually be Hitmonchan.
Oh, Nihiligo's a thing. Like, it
That's true.
might lose to HP round, but Nihiligo has really high special
Yeah.
defense.
Also, I think his hazard removal is really lacking.
Yeah.
Like, he has Rotom-Mow and Mega Pidgeot as defoggers, and they're both so offensive that you don't want to force them into being your defogger every week.
Yeah. I mean, Rotom-Mow, I can see it, but just not every week. Like,
No, like,
Rotom-Mow is a defogger, but
it's
just
a good
not every
defogger,
week.
but it's not. You want to be able to run Scarf and stuff on it too, right?
Yeah.
And even like stuff like the Persian and the Aromatisse, I thought are pretty early.
Yeah. I mean, Persian's nice because Parting Shot's a great move.
Yeah, I just don't know if it's a round 5 mon.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I like the offense. Like, the offensive core here is really, really nice. It's just like a couple of the teams, even lower in the draft, there's just a very lacking amount of bulk on this team.
Yeah.
He also has very little hazard setters.
I
I think he
mean,
has
Metagross gets rocks.
in Nihiligo
Heligo gets rocks.
and Azelf maybe.
Other than that, or I said Azelf, but not
Yeah, like,
Azelf.
but like
Maybe that's
three.
why you didn't recognize it.
Oh, I just heard Metagross and Nihiligo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just see like Rocks is really nice on a team with a Zygarde too, so a few more Rockers I think would have been really helpful.
Yeah.
Or at least like Metagross, you want to run AV every once in a while, and Nihiligo has so many great sets that you don't want to force it to be your rocker.
Yeah. Nihiligo as a rocker is, or Nihiligo is how I say it, but Nihiligo as a rocker is like, it's a good set, but it's not something you want to force it into.
No, like you want to be running Scarf or Expert Belt or Life Orb or something.
Yeah, like that's something cool about Nihiligo. It can be or Nihiligo because it can be run both.
Yeah,
It can be run both as like a hazard mon or just an offensive breaker, and
yeah. If only it
both
could
are really
take like, if only like Mudslap didn't OHKO it, that'd be really nice.
not mud slap. Weak physical ground move
I thought
because
Mud
I think it can take a.
maybe.
Um,
Anyways, I think we should
I
move
don't
on to the
know.
next
It
team.
those
Unless you have
from.
something else for this team.
Huh?
Do you have anything else for this team, or are we good to move on?
Oh, I'm good to move on.
All right. Next at number 11, we have Sacred Wings, coach of the Houston Absols. His team is Megaladios, Clefable, Ferrothorn, Tyranitar, Salazzle, Alomomola, Heliolisk, Lanoon, Gallade, Weezing, and Cryogonal, with Salazzle, Heliolisk, and Lanoon as his Z-Mons. So this team.
I
I love the first three,
what that's like a really good Fairy Steel Dragon core. Um,
but after that,
Something I would have personally done for this team is gotten a bulky grass type. Even something low tier like Go-Goat would have been helpful. Like,
I mean, he has Ferrothorn.
um, oh wait, yeah, but I guess I look past Ferrothorn a little bit, but at the
No,
same
but
time,
I do agree with you though.
you don't really have 1,000 arrows switching.
No, he does not. Like Zygarde, Zygarde at +1 wins.
Yeah,
Like I could probably make a Zygarde set that 6-0s this team. Like you run like Z Iron Tail for Clefable. Like you
and
run like, yeah, you run DD like, yeah, DD, Z Iron Tail,
Oh,
1,000 arrows, and blank, and you win.
like sub because then Ferrothorn can't leech seed it.
Well, you could run like leftovers with like sub 1,000 arrows block and just set up on Aloe and just win the game.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, like I don't know, like I
not
really don't
1,000
like it.
but
I don't like
uh,
this after Ferrothorn, really.
I mean, like I see some solid stuff there, but I feel like you could have gotten probably a better steel and a better grass for the 1,000 arrow switch in because the firewater grass is also kind of solid, but like Ferrothorn doesn't do what you want out of a grass type being resisting ground. Not that I don't hate Ferrothorn, it's just you kind of want to ground resist on a team like this.
Yeah.
I see
Well,
you have like 2 immunities, but
he does, but they're also
still you or 3 immunities, but you still kind of want to ground resist on a team like this.
yeah. No, and like I really don't like Aloe. I just think it's setup fodder.
Yeah, that's true
Um,
too.
because
Like
it's like I see
the
it like someone like
wish
Toxapex, but Toxapex at least gets haze.
Olo gets wish, and I guess A12 would tell you it's never set up fodder because you can just run play nice, but uh,
That's fair. And like Lanoon's scary.
it's not fair. It's an A12 opinion. Those are never fair.
Yeah, but
but
he wins everything, so we can't just completely discount him.
no, I
Hold
was
on,
talking to A12.
shameless plug first. Shameless plug. Um, Anybody interested? I will be uploading the Will versus A12 game for week 1. So if you want to see Will get 6-0'd by a Diggersby, please come watch that video.
I'm not gonna get 6-0 by a Diggersby.
Sorry, the
Disclaimer.
Charizard will 6-0 you.
That's
Anyways,
fair.
yeah, just this team. This I like the Fairy Dragon Steel in this team, and then I really don't like anything else. The T-Tar I think is kind of weird without a Sand Sweeper.
Yeah, I would have liked something like Stoutland on this team. Even like Linoon is good, but I would have liked Stoutland on this team a little bit more than Linoon
I
when you
also
have
I
T-Tar.
also I also don't like the Sand with Clefable's Moonlight.
Yeah, if you're running unaware. If you're not, you can just run soft boiled. But I mean,
Yeah, no,
Clefable has so many cover options.
but I think with Unaware you can
If
only have Moonlight though.
oh, it can have Wish if it's unaware, and it can just run Wish Protect.
Yeah, no, but then you're using up a lot of slots and you're kind of hurting some of your options.
Just saying, Clefable has so many recovery options that
Yeah.
if you
No,
are
like
running, that is a set you can run. So
yeah. All right. So this
yeah.
team, I think we're good to move on. Had a good start, and then just the bottom ones are a little sketchy. Like Wheezy and Cryogonal, I'm not a huge fan of.
I personally like Cryogonal because it gets both Rapid Spin and Defog and it has a speed tier of base 105, but
Yeah.
was a little bit slept on, but that's
He
my
also
take on it.
That's also his only remover outside of Latios.
Okay, yeah, then see why you put him this low.
Yeah, like his remover besides that is Megalodios, which should not be running Defog.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we're good to move on to the next team. Next, at number 10 is Mr. Panda with Landorus, Tapu Fini, Heatran, Salamence, Mega Manectric, Conkeldurr, Hoop Unbound, Ditto, Chansey, and Golem. And I am not going to say his team name.
Like my ball toys.
Yes, that's why I was not going to say his team name. Anyways, and then he has Heatran and Salamence as his Zmons.
But
Will, what do you think about this team?
I ranked this a lot lower than you did. I think this is a generous ranking for him, but I don't like Mega Manectric. I don't like Conkeldurr. I don't like Hoopa Unbound. I don't like Chansey. And Ditto's very situational.
So yeah, I like the first three that you listed. I don't like Chansey, but
So the thing about Mega Man Electric for me is like it's a solid speed tier, but there are so many good electrics out there, and I don't like Salamence that much either. Like, sure, it has Z capabilities, but I personally just hate Salamence as a dragon. After using it, it's not as good as it looks on paper.
no, I agree.
And
It's not as good as people think it is, but it's still solid. Like it's not a bad mon in any way. Like his Fairy Dragon Steel Core is really really good. I think.
I don't like Conkeldurr much either, but that might
Uh,
also just be a preference. I
I think
think, I
Conkeldurr and
mean,
Hoopa both have their place.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
his breaking potential is really
I,
really good.
yeah, I
Like
don't
honest,
know. I don't like Conkeldurr that much. His, or I guess he has Landorus too, but Landorus and Salamence are like the only two ways he has around ground types as well because this team does not have a grass type.
that
And
is fair.
so, yeah, 50,000 arrows being very spammable against this team, especially since Heatran and Mega Man Electric, two of your higher tier mons, both lose to 1,000 arrows. And Hoopa as well, because Hoopa has like a base negative 50 defense stat. So,
Nah, it's at least 5.
um, um,
I do give
Ditto's
him
kind of,
I give him credit though. His first 4 mons all resist U-turn,
yeah, that's true.
and I
Ditto
actually
is
Ditto's a little sketchy, but
reliable.
I hope he runs Quick Claw though.
Yeah, the reason Ditto's not very reliable is something can just sub up before Ditto comes in, and Ditto just can't copy it, and that kind of ruins the whole gimmick of Ditto.
It
So
does force a lot though in prep.
yeah,
Like it does make
it
your
does force you to run some
yeah
mons, but I don't know. I just after Mega Man Electric, the draft just kind of falls off for me,
yeah. I don't mind the
and
Hoopa. I like Hoopa personally.
after Heatran, the draft just kind of falls off for me.
Yeah. The one thing I do like about Chansey on this team, which is like the only reason I think Chansey is somewhat viable on this team, is Finny and Heatran really both need recovery, and Wish from Chansey can do that for them.
Yeah.
Because like I'm sure if they get a
I
Wish, they're
probably
probably getting up to 100.
I probably would have rated this team 16th overall just because I really don't like it, but it's my opinion. So
Yeah.
you
Like
have
this,
you have it at 10th. You have your reasonings. I have it at 10th because I don't like anything beyond Heatran on this team. So
yeah.
yeah,
All right, let's move on to the next team. Next we have Duck Suck, coach of the Far-Fetched Flyers. His team consists of Celesteela, Mega Altaria, Hippowdon, Jolteon, Keldeo, Volcarona, Decidueye, Luminion, Lycanroc, Stoutland, Gardevoir, and Regigigas, with Keldeo and Volcarona being his Z-Mons. Thoughts?
sand. This is how you draft a sand team. Other two people who drafted sand setters.
Oh, we still have
This
another
is
Sand team coming, don't worry.
people trying to draft sand. Like
You know what's actually kind of cool too, though? Gardevoir can actually get Sandrush too, because he could, like, if Sand's up, Gardevoir could trace Sandrush on something and then have Sandrush.
yeah, that is cool with both Ducksuck's
Like,
team and whoever drafted Excadrill.
yeah, like
But
he could run a
in Stoutland and Lycanroc.
yeah, and then like and that's all we've talked about so far. We haven't even talked about the Celesteal Mega Altaria core. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. I
Um,
don't like Regigigas, but other than that, like
yeah,
this team
that's
is
just
actually really
yeah. I don't like Regigigas or Luminion. Those are the only two picks I don't get.
Minion's a solid low tier defogger. However,
I guess with
it's
Volcarona on
not
your team, He also he doesn't have a lot of removal though. He only has Mega Altaria and Decidueye outside of Luminion.
And Luminion's not going to come every week, let's face it. As
Mega
much as
Altaria,
I enjoy the meme,
yeah, Mega Altaria
the
I
meme of,
see as kind of the defogger on this team most of the time.
yeah,
I think that's fair.
that's not really the role you want to force your Mega into.
No, but I've been using Mega Altaria and it's really good at that role, and it can usually have defog because it usually only needs return and EQ on it. So
Yeah,
normally,
that's fair.
and his team really isn't all that Rocks weak outside of Volcarona.
Yeah, that's true as well.
Like Volcarona and pre-Mega Altaria are the only things that are weak.
All right, so at first I was wondering why this team is, or why this team was so low. Now I see no grounded poison, and with the lack of defoggers, or I don't even see a poison at all.
There is no
And
poison now.
yeah, the lack of defoggers kind of means you kind of are weak to toxic spikes a little bit, and that's not great.
No, I see this team being taken advantage of by Toxic Spikes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do like his offense though. I think he also might have made a mistake
Yeah.
by not making Celesteela Z, but maybe he couldn't have afforded Celesteela and Keldeo or Volcarona, so maybe it makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, I like Volcarona as Z. Like, I think Volcarona is better than Celesteela, and he couldn't afford, if he couldn't afford both, which I don't think he actually could have. But if he couldn't have afforded both, I think Volcarona Keldeo was better because Volcarona in general is just a better Zmon than Celesteela.
All right, that's fair. No,
Yeah.
but I do like this team. Like it's solid. It just has its flaws for sure. Um, but I think it's solid. I think he'll do pretty well with it. I think he might pick up a poison type after hearing this.
Yeah, that's definitely something I would
Like
suggest on the
I
team.
see him dropping like Luminion and Regigigas for like a Venomoth or something to give him another defogger as well.
Yeah, that's solid.
Anyways, I think we're good to move on to the next team. Next we have Frost, aka G-Blaze. His team is Mega Lopunny, Reuniclus, Tornti, Empoleon, Sylveon, Crawdont, Galvantula, Darmanitan, Serena, Piloswine, and Skuntank, with Tornti and Crawdont being his Z users.
Hold on. I haven't switched slides yet. I got up for a minute.
What do you think about this team, Will?
I'm not big on Crawdont. If you don't have Trick Room, I don't see Crawdont being great. Oh, he does have Reuniclus though. And
Yeah, he has Reuniclus.
Sylveon, I don't know if Sylveon gets it or not. I think I remember it might, but I'm not sure.
He also has webs too with Crawdont.
Okay. I can see Crawdont being a little bit justified on this track then.
Mm-hmm. No, I like the Mega Lopunny Tornti core. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think Reuniclus was a bit of a reach second round, but
at the same time though, sometimes it goes round 2. Like
that's true. Well, it went like round 1 in GBA, didn't it?
Yeah, it went round 1 in GBA. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. I like the Darmanitan a lot.
But overall, I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of the
he could have used a dragon type
teams
a
you
whole
rated
lot.
lower be really solid, so I'm excited to see what the higher teams bring. But
the higher ones are pretty nice.
For team out like number 8, I don't think this team is bad at all.
No, the only thing I'm seeing is he could have picked Reuniclus later and got a decent
half
dragon.
the teams in this league, and I really like it. Like I think G-Blaze was able to draft really well around Mega Lopunny with Reuniclus and Tornti kind of being
it's a nice
things
regen
that
core.
Support its main weakness being like fighting and I guess flying. Nicholas helps that fighting weakness.
And he has Empoleon for the flying
And
as well.
so does Torn. And other than that, the weakness that Megalopony has, and Reuniclus helps there as well.
Yeah.
So I personally really like the drafting around Megalopony. I think this is a solid Megalopony team.
Yeah, I like the Piloswine too. Piloswine's always a good late round steal. Because he also didn't have a ground type until that point, so I think Piloswine's
Tiers are
really
meh.
good. Speed tiers aren't great, but Galvantula having webs kind of helps with that too. So are you ready to move on to the next team?
I could not hear you for a minute.
Okay, are you ready to move on to the next team?
Yeah, I just couldn't hear you. I told you my opinion on it, but I couldn't hear you, so I just
Okay. It sounded like you.
I wanted to say I cut out. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think we're ready to move on to the next team though. So at number 7 we have Ginger. Ginger's team consists of Thundurus, T, Mega Alakazam, Kyurem, Bisharp, Ribombee, Chandelure, Tentacruel, Chestnut, Komala, Rhyperior, Quillfish, and Dugtrio Alola. His Z users are Thundy and I believe Quillfish. Will, if you wouldn't mind doing me a favor and checking the doc to see what his actual Z move users are, because I forgot to put a second one on here.
I'm gonna try to find it in the chat.
It should be on the doc, I would hope.
I don't think I have the link to the doc.
Alright, never mind then. Anyways, we'll just go with this team for now. And if Will does find it, that'd be great. Will, what do you think about this team?
Bisharp and Quillfish are the other two.
Bisharp and Quillfish. Okay. What do you think about this team in general?
Overall, I don't like Komala as a spinner when you already have something like Tentacruel. Really nice. Steel Fairy Dragon's also really nice, especially because you have webs with things like Bisharp and Thundurus Therian. Because Thundurus doesn't really outspeed a whole lot of stuff. And like it has base 101. I don't agree with drafting it round 1, but I've seen good players draft it round 1 before. Shout outs to my boy Turkey. But anyway, Kyurem was drafted a little bit early, but I can see wanting to ensure it. Zombie on this team. I also think it has really solid speed tiers. Like I said, Kamala as a rapid spinner is kind of iffy, but other than that, this team seems really good to me. I do like the fact that Chandelure also has sticky web support.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Chandelure, even like Bisharp and Kyurem are really nice with that. I like the Bisharp on this team because it's a little hazard stacky, I see. Because he has Quillfish for spikes and T-spikes and Tentacruel for spikes and T-spikes. And Sticky Web. And Chestnut for spikes. So, like, I see this team being a good hazard stacking team, and Bisharp is very good at preventing defog. And he has a good spin blocker in Chandelure.
Yeah, my biggest issue I see with this team is it only has 3 rockers, and Bisharp is probably the mom with rocks that'll come the most out of these 3, and that's questionable because Bisharp doesn't always want to run rocks. Actually, more often than not, it won't. And so that's what I see questionable because I don't see Rhyperior or Dugtrio Alola coming every week.
I also don't think he has to run rocks though if he's running spikes.
That's true.
Right, like he's not forced to run rocks if he has spikes and T-spikes on his team. So I don't see the lack of rockers being as important on a team like this just because he has so many other hazard options.
Yeah, it's just this team might struggle a little bit with flying types.
He has a Thundy and a
And
Kyurem though.
that's true, but
Like he does have one of the better electric types. Like Thundy is one of the most powerful electric types, I think, after like Circuitry, right?
I think so.
So, and I really love the Hazard stack with Mega Alakazam. I think that's really, really good.
Yeah.
So I see this team doing pretty well. I like his cores too. Like
Yeah,
both of his
I
cores
I
are,
really like his cores as well,
they're not
but
cores that
I
you
think
that
he
you
could
actually
have
usually
gotten
see. Yeah, but I think this team will do
better.
well in general. I think he did a lot, and I do like the webs with this team, especially with Kyurem, Bisharp, and Chandelure.
I personally would have liked to see a better ground, but other than that, it's a really good team.
Yeah, all right. Let's move on to the next team. Next, at number 6, we have Jake Just with Zapdos, Infernape, Hydreigon, Donphan, Slowbro, Amoonguss, Ninetales Alola, Regirock, Swellow, Clefairy, and Mega Scizor, with Infernape, Hydreigon, and Clefairy being his Z users.
So let's just talk about the best Z user in the format, Clefairy. Um, now, but overall, this is a pretty good draft. Like he did take some stuff early, but I like the Ninetales Alola Mega Scizor Hydreigon core, and I also really like the Infernape Slowbro Amoonguss core.
Yeah,
So
this team's really solid, I think.
those are two of the best removers for their respective removal move. Like Donphan might be one of the best rapid spinners just because of its typing, because most rapid spinners are either water or grass type.
Yeah,
And
I only
then
have Starmie ahead of Donphan as a spinner, personally.
yeah, and possibly Cloyster, depending on the matchup. Like, other than that, yeah, and Zapdos is probably one of the best defoggers, so I really like this team. I don't know how the hell you got last round Mega Scizor, but that's also really amazing.
Yeah, that is such a steal. That has to be the steal of the draft.
Yeah,
Like I know in the Zapdos ones we were saying that late, I think last round Snorlax was a steal. This is definitely the steal of the Articuno draft, getting Mega Scizor last. Like,
yeah.
cause Mega
Um,
Scizor helped out this
other,
team so much.
you have like Aurora Veil, so like Slowbro can set up, or even Infernape.
Or
So
even
that's
Mega
also
Scizor.
yeah, Mega Scizor as well, which is really nice.
Yeah,
Swallow is also a great solid low tier wall breaker, as well as Regirock being a really great low tier rocker. I really like this team, but at the same time, the speed tiers aren't great on
no,
it.
I think Swellow really helps them late. Um, just to add another speed tier. Cause like Ninetales and Infernape are pretty
Yeah,
much the
but
same,
other
and
than
like Hydra
Swallow,
and Zap.
Tails, and like Burnape, this team isn't very fast.
No, it's really not. But it's so solid, and I don't see this as an offense team, especially with the regen core.
Yeah, like he got the Dream Fire Water Grass core available to him, so
Yeah, pretty much.
that
It's a really good team. So, but apparently there's 5 better. So I think we'll move on to the next team if you're ready.
yeah.
All right. Next we have
All right.
Reiki with Manaphy, Mega Charizard X, Gliscor, Celebi, Togekiss, Acelgor, Mismagius, Stakataka, Terrakion, and Drapion, with Celebi, Acelgor, and Mismagius as his Z move users.
I like his Z
Will
choices.
Me
Like
too.
Manaphy, Manaphy's a bit costly for a Z user, but you can also force Manaphy to do like different things. Like you could even bring like U-turn. It doesn't always have to be the Z Rain Dance Tail Glow set. Um,
He
so
had so many potential
I
Z
like
users in this team.
Yeah.
I think Terrakion probably would have been better than Mismagius and Aselgor, but that's just me.
I really like Mismagius and Aselgor as the users too.
Okay.
Mm.
I really like his Fire, Water, Grass core, even though they all have the same speed, but I still think it's still pretty solid.
Yeah. Speed's probably the biggest issue with this team as well,
But he does have some stuff like Terrakion and Mismagius and Aselgor to help out with that.
yeah, but I see the speed being this team's biggest issue as well. I do like Grass as well, and actually, uh, I'm not sure if their draft was going on when the NPL draft stream was, but I know I posted that, and someone has that exact same Firewater Grass core in NPL majors. So, uh, yeah, that was cool to see.
Yeah. No, I really like this team. I see it doing very, very well.
Yeah,
And
I can see it do well as well.
it's cool to see Stack Attack pick because I don't see it drafted very often personally.
Yeah,
So I think that'll be a really good pickup.
I like it. It's the only steal on this team, and that it has so many 4x weaknesses in both ground and fighting, as well as a lot of other weaknesses too. But
Yeah, but it pairs really well with Togekiss.
yeah, that's true.
So I think that's really good.
I like this team.
No, I think it's solid. I think an electric type would have been a little bit helpful, but I think it's pretty solid all around.
Yeah.
Also with Stakataka, nobody's going to be running hidden powers for it because he does have a Gliscor that every mon will have HP Ice probably.
Most likely, or HP bug for the Celebi.
Yeah, so I think that'll help out with Stakataka a little bit just because not every mon has fighting or ground coverage.
Yeah.
Alright, so I think we're ready to move on to the next team. At number 4, we have Lagoon with Excadrill, Toxapex, Tangrowth, Latios, Rotom Heat, Mega Tyranitar, Slurpuff, Umbreon, Mienshao, Golisopod, and Volbeat, with Excadrill, Slurpuff, and Volbeat being his Z users. Here is your Sand team, Will.
This team, I was really excited that the fourth Sand team was going to have Baby Hippo on it. It does not. Now I am disappointed. Now we have to move him down to 16th.
This is a pretty good Sand team, I think, personally.
Yeah, I love the regen core. I like also how 2 people got fully functional regen cores in this.
That's true.
But in a draft, in something like Zapdos, people will never let that happen. But
No, this should never happen, but it did.
yeah, he has 3 regen mons too. Like Mienshao is also great. Something I would suggest for this team is maybe getting like Audino. That gives you not only a 4th regen mon, but also a wish user, which is really nice.
He has
Audino's only
Umbreon
like
as a wish user.
Umbreon, yeah, but Audino also gives you that normal type, that cleric.
Yeah, I guess.
Also another regen user. Like I said, yeah. No, I was just suggesting that because that's what I see works well on this team. And of course, get Baby Hippo. Get Baby Hippo.
No, I think this team's really good. Finally, someone who picked up Golisopod and doesn't make it their bulky water. That makes me happy. And something on like a team like this, I see Slurpuff not as a huge threat. So I think Belly Drum Slurpuff will be a gigantic threat to some teams because they won't prep for it as well as they probably should. Like they'll see Sand as their biggest threat and then try to break through the regen core, so they might overlook something like a Slurpuff and be really taken advantage of.
Volbeat seems very abusable on this. Being able to pass Tail Glows into things like Latios or Slurpuff, Mienshao, or even Mega Titar because all of those mons can run special. It can be run special as well as Rotom Heat.
Yeah, I was gonna say even Rotom Heat's
I
pretty.
can
Even
see
like
that.
even like Tangrowth.
Yeah. Tangrowth has a really solid special attack set too.
Yeah,
So
like a
I see
plus.
Volbeat being a nice utility for this team.
Yeah,
The only real issue I see is like Latios and Rotom Heat because a lot of times you won't be seeing Excadrill as a spinner in this or with this kind of team.
Volbeat has defog too, though,
And
doesn't it?
so Latios and Rotom Heat being his defoggers.
And Volbeat.
Yeah, but you don't run Volbeat as a defogger. You run it. Volbeat has 4 moves: Substitute, Tailwind, Baton Pass, Tail Glow.
Yeah, maybe this matchup you don't need Tailwind because you have Sand and you're on defog. But
No,
this is not this.
I'm just saying that because I've been running Volbeat a lot, and every
Yeah,
week even though Volbeat's one of my 2 hazard removers in that league, I've been seeing myself only bringing that move set every time I've brought Volbeat.
yeah. This also isn't a very hazard weak team though. Like Rotom Heat and Glispotters and Volbeat, I guess, are the only mons that are weak to hazards, and he has a grounded poison type.
Yeah,
And he
that's
has 2
true.
regen mons, so like spikes won't even hurt him very much.
He has 3 regen mons. Mienshao gets it too.
Oh yeah, I forgot Mienshao is a Pokemon. His team
Yeah.
is a little bit
That's
slow
why
with
I
Sand, isn't
suggested
it?
Auto for the 4th regen user.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. I do like the team. Are you ready to move on to the next team?
Uh,
All right. Next at number 3 we have Lazy Ghost, coach of the Birmingham Arons. I want to say. I don't know. I can't read it. Anyway, his team is Mega Diancie, Garchomp, Skarmory, Starmie, Incineroar, Silvally, Crobat, Heracross, Magneton, Lurantis, and Lickitung, with his Z users being Garchomp, Silvally, and Lickitung. Will, go ahead.
I like this team, but I kind of also talked to him during draft and kind of helped him draft a little bit. Originally, I shared my draft plan with him, and he took a little bit of inspiration off of that. I got sniped a bunch though,
Yeah,
so
I was gonna say his draft is way better than yours.
you know, I got sniped a bunch. And
Yeah,
in the lower tier division where players aren't really aware of what's really good, you can get some stuff that people in a higher division would have taken higher.
yeah. Like I don't
But
think you see Skarmory last till round 3 in a lot of drafts.
yeah, I really like this team.
Yeah, it's really good. Like just that core is just so nice at the start. I think he could have used a
I
better grass
might
type, but that's about it.
really be my favorite team. I saw the other two. I think this one's my favorite though. Like I think I would have put this at rank 1.
I don't know. I just see it being very weak to like Zygarde. Like
Yes and no.
a plus one Zygarde.
And Skarmory and Starmie. I said Skarmy, but Skarmory and Starmie can both kind of force Zygarde into a switch situation.
Yeah, Skarmory does good too.
Yeah, because
Like
sure, Thousand Arrows hits Skarmory the first time, but you can just whirlwind, so he never forces you, or Skarmory's never setup fodder for Zygarde.
that's
Um,
fair.
like um, if you really wanted to, you could bring Silvally Ice for Zygarde, which would be really good against something like Zygarde because just hitting it with a stab ice type move, even if it's Yachi Berry, is still gonna do a lot. And then Silvally also being Z user, it naturally gets Ice Beam, so you don't even have to run the Ice Memory, and you can just run Sub-Zero Slammer to kill Zygarde. So I don't really see it struggles with Zygarde as much as you think it does, but Lurantis is also really bulky. Lurantis is very bulky for a low tier grass, and Lurantis can probably also take out a Zygarde after a Leaf Storm into an HP Ice. So I really don't see it being as big of a threat. He also has Garchomp as a Z user and Garchomp as Speed Zygarde. So
All
those
right,
are all of my defenses against Zygarde.
all right, that's fair. I
With
really do
this
like this
team.
team. That's why it's all the way up here. Like it is ranked number 3. It is a very good team. Um,
Yeah.
I don't love the Lickitung, but everything else in this team I like. Um,
Katung's good as a 2-point wish user though.
that's fair.
Licky
I would
Licky
like.
is my best wish user, and Licky Tongue is that, but it gets Eviolite.
All right,
Can't
that
get
sounds
Taunt.
kind of gross. Yeah.
So yeah.
The only thing I would
So
have liked to maybe see in this draft, if he wanted a intimidate fire type, is maybe Arcanine instead of Incineroar. But that's just me.
I can see it, but it also fills the dark role.
Yeah, that is fair.
Like, yeah.
All right, we ready to move on?
I really like. Yeah.
All right. At number 2, we have Sky Splitter of the AC Melantern. His team consists of Landorus T, Mega Venusaur, Victini, Greninja, Cobalion, Raikou, Tyrantrum, Togetic, Jellicent, Raichu, and Ambipom, with Landorus T and Jellicent being his Z move users. Will, what do you think about this team?
Love it. Like I love the fire water grass core going on there. I don't like Victini that much, but the fire water grass core is really good, and Lando T provides a lot of pressure for it as well as Raikou and Cobalion just being fast volt switchers. He can get some good momentum, and Greninja, Victini, and Landorus all getting U-turn. Like this team has really good momentum on it, and
Well, almost every Mon gets it. Like
yeah,
the only ones that
like
don't are
the on
Jellicent,
the team
Tyrantrum,
without
and Mega Venusaur.
is baton pass. So
What?
get baton pass at least. I think. I
What?
know
Togetic?
Togekiss does.
Togetic gets it too, yeah.
Yeah. So Togetic also gets baton pass. So the only Mons virtually without momentum on this team are Tyrantrum and Jellicent and Mega Venusaur. But like momentum is really important in Draft League because you always have initiative on your opponent. And that's something really nice to have.
Yeah, I really, really like this team. Like, this is a team that I would use. Like, I like every single Mon in this draft. Togetic doesn't get any love, but back in Gen 6, it was actually half decent. Like, I used to use it a
Yeah.
fair bit. It is actually a really good low-tier fairy.
Yeah. I
Greninja,
really like
Victini,
it
Mega
too.
Venusaur is so good.
Yeah.
Like, I love
Probably
Victini on a team like this.
Victini, like I just said my opinion on Victini, it gets pursuit trapped easily and stuff like that. But
He
on a
also has
draft like this,
he has a Cobalion, though, to take on
yeah,
the dark types, which is really good. No, I see this team doing very, very well. Like, honestly, the only thing I don't love is the double electric. That's probably my only concern with this team.
yeah.
Like, maybe he could
Which
have done something better than Raichu.
I think he already like as soon as transactions were announced, I think he already dropped Raichu, but I don't know for sure. But I think that's the case. So,
Yeah, so
um,
then he fixed his one problem. So this team is amazing. He also has 2 nasty plot passers, which is really nice. Into stuff like Greninja or Raikou.
yeah,
Because both Togetic and Ambipom can pass the nasty plots. And Tyrantrum is such a good mon.
I like the Rock Dragon typing.
Oh, I love Head Smash. Especially when you have 3 mons that take advantage of steel types in Victini, Lando T, and Cobalion. Because that's really Tyrantrum's only issue is steel types. So I see
Yeah,
this team doing really, really well. Alright, are you ready to move on to
yeah.
our final team?
All
So,
right.
and number 1, we have Ashenmore, coach of the Appalachian Thunderous. His team is Kyurem Black, Jirachi, Florges, Suicune, Thundurus, Mega Beedrill, Hitmontop, Crocodile, Type Null, Magmortar, and Leafeon, with Kyurem Black, Type Null, and Magmortar being his Z move users. What do you think, Will?
I will just say this is not my favorite draft personally. I probably would have put it like at least top 5, but it's not my favorite draft of everyone's. But I can see arguments for why you liked it, and
Yeah, I love this team. It is so good.
yeah. I mean, I see it being pretty good too, but
I mean, his offense is really, really solid. He has great momentum into Kyurem Black. Both of his cores are half decent. Magmortar Leafeon actually pair really well together, with Magmortar being his Z user, because he has Z Sunny Day with Chlorophyll Leafeon.
also fun fact: Kyurem Black gets Z Sunny Day as well. So I lost to that in a tournament once. So,
yeah, so
that's the
Leafeon,
thing. He could,
like Leafeon is actually viable.
yeah.
I really like Mega Beedrill on a team like this, and I think Thundurus round 5 is a steal.
Starting to like it more and more now that I see it, but at the same time, I still wouldn't have put it first, but I still like it.
I really like Florges with Suicune. Giving Suicune wish support, I think, is really, really nice, because you can run something other than leftovers and still have recovery on Suicune.
Yeah.
So I really like this team. I think Crocodile is a steal round 8. That's really good.
Oh yeah,
Like that, you didn't even
definitely.
see that, did you?
I missed over it. Yeah, I'm kind of
Like
out of
that
it.
is crazy round 8.
Yeah.
That's one of the better ground types. I think Thundurus is a bigger steal going round 5, knowing Thundy T went round 1, and Thundurus is arguably better.
Let's not talk about Word Life's team. That team gave me nightmares.
It wasn't that round 6 Thundurus. So pretty much I like the teams that get Thundurus as the steal.
Yeah.
No, I'd see this team doing really well, and he is a really good player too. So
We've learned one thing from 2 power rankings videos, and it's that Blitz likes late Thundurus.
yeah, which I never pick, but I really like it.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I don't know if I've ever drafted Thundurus, but I really like it. And just Kyurem Black is so good.
Yeah.
No, I think this team will do really, really well, and he's a really good player. And I think right now he's my early favorite to win this, along with like Lazy Ghost. So I'm curious to see how this season turns out.
I have all of the top 3 as my favorites, honestly. Like Ashimore, Sky Splitter, and Lazy Ghost. Like
Yeah,
all 3
yeah,
of
they
them
all.
have the better, and I personally I have them as 3 of my favorites to win as well.
Yeah, so I think this season will be really interesting, and I'm looking forward to how it turns out.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna sign off. I'd just like to thank Will for joining me, and we should have the Moltres power rankings up for you guys at some point this week when we actually find time to do this. Peace.